Okay, today I have for you a P90 and 45 special. This is the Ruger answer to the Smith & Wesson in the early 90s. This is the 45 version of the 9mm that was used to do the trials, which the M9 ended up winning, which is the Beretta 92 FS. I'm going to compare this against three other guns. My P97, which is a later version of this, a little bit shorter. The P95, which is 9mm, and the 1911 Canon Commander in 45 caliber. The P97 and P95 are later models with the polymer grips, and the P90 has an aluminum frame and removable grips. You could put wood grips or a Hogue rubber grip on it. And it's a little bit heavier, but not by much. It's only a couple ounces heavier. It comes standard with 7-round mag. You can get 8-round mags and extended 10-round mags as well. Here we are. Enjoy. So this is a Ruger P90 DC or decocker in 45. Now I'm going to compare this against my other Rugers and a 1911 that uses 45 as well. Anyways, you can see this is fairly clean. It's got the decocker only, which I actually prefer this over the other one. The decocker safety has a couple little dots on it to show you whether you're safe or not, and it'll stay down like this, kind of like the Beretta 92s do that as well, unless you have a G model. So this is more like a Beretta 92G. This, along with the P90 and or P85 and P89, which is 9mm, the P85 came out when they were doing the trials for the Beretta 92 as well, which became the M9. Anyway, so to show that this is empty, this uses the same mags as the P95 as well. And I believe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is 7 rounds. We'll test that here in a second. And you can see it's unloaded. And the decocker just works from either side. It's ambidextrous. And it works from either side just by pushing that down, and then it goes back into fire mode, so you can fire immediately. You don't have to sit there and fiddle with the safety. Anyway, this takes down like all the other Rugers, and we'll show that here in a second. Anyway, comparing it to the P97, which came out a few years later, as you can see here, the P97 is a little bit shorter. Look at them this way as well. And they won't really fit, the P90 will not fit the P97, P95 holsters. The P97 will fit in a standard Kydex holster for the P95 just fine, barely. It comes to the end here, as you can see here. And then we've got this one. This is the P95, which snaps in just nicely. You got a little bit of space in there. So the holsters for that will often fit both the P97 and 95, but the P90 is a little bit longer. You try to stick it in here, it doesn't quite fit. Now it's fortunate that this came, well, it came with this SIG briefcase, which I'll probably use for taking to and from if I need to take something to a gunsmith. And it came with this paddle holster, which when it's on the belt, it does stick a little more in this, so you can adjust it. And I don't know if I'm going to keep this or get a concealment holster more like this. This works better. I can conceal these, and they barely show. This also came with 2 extra mags, including this extra round mag, which I believe takes 1 more round. And then these will also fit 1911 magazines as well, because they're pretty close to the same. The notch is a different place, but they're very close in width and diameter, so they fit the mag holders just fine. Demonstrate that, we'll just zero this out. So that's 13.59 by 35. And this is 30, yeah, basically the same depth, of course, 13.93. So these are a little bit wider, but they're basically the same. If you try to put this in here, it'll work. It'll fit. It's not going to latch though. And likewise, this doesn't fit. It's just a little bit, excuse me. This doesn't fit in like here because it's just a little bit bigger. So we get these out of the way and we can compare all these. Do these one weight thing at a time. So this is the P90. This is the older 45. And unloaded, it's 1 pound, 14.4 ounces. P97, which is the later version of this, is 1 pound, 12 ounces. So even though this is metal lower, it's only 2 ounces heavier. Or a little over 2 ounces heavier. And then this is 1 pound, 10 ounces, as well as the P95. And then my Smith & Wesson 1911 PD, which has the aluminum body, its commander length, closest equivalent is 1 pound, 11 ounces. So this at 1 pound, 14.4 ounces is the heaviest of all the guns, and without a lot of bullets in here, it's going to carry a lighter, possibly, than something that has 15 or 17 rounds, like the P95. It's fully loaded. This is going to weigh more. So here's a comparison with all the guns. Here is the P90, P97, the P95. Now this one, the P90 and the 1911 have very similar profiles down here. This has got a bigger trigger guard, of course, and a double action trigger. This is more boxy. So these, because of the boxiness, won't fit in holsters more than likely for this. Leather maybe, but even that's going to be tight. Versus comparing it the other way around, the problem is the extra length here. Now, these do have easily removable sights, 2 pins here, and the set screw there. So it's going to be drift adjustable, and you can replace this like with a fiber optic if you want. Start with trigger pull. So on single action, trigger pull, 5.2 or 5 pounds 3 ounces, 5 pounds 9, 5 pound 4, 5 pounds 8, 5 pounds 11. So average 5 pounds 7 ounces. My 97. Also in single action. 5 pounds 4. 5 pounds 6. 5 pounds 3. 5 pounds. So the newer P97 has a slightly lighter trigger pull on single actions at 5 pounds 3 ounces. Okay, so now back to this at a double action. Okay, 11 pounds 4 ounces. 11 pounds 7 ounces. 8 pounds 9 ounces. That was kind of weird. 8 pounds, basically 9 pounds to one more. Kind of doing this at the bottom of the trigger. And so if you're higher up on the trigger, up here, it's going to be more than down here. Do one more lower. 8 pounds 10. So it's right around 9 pounds. P97. £10 8. 10 pounds 9. 10 pounds 12. So that's 10.5 pounds. So the double action on this is much nicer. Double action here. This trigger is more curved as well. Kind of need it with extra trigger pull, but you don't really notice it. Able to keep it fairly straight through the trigger press. Same thing here. A little bit heavier, so it's going to soak up vertical better. All right, there you have it. All right, so to take this down, takes down similar to the other ones. One thing to note, this will not come all the way out. There's a little crevice in there that holds it in. And so do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and lock this open. Push down the ejector right here. See that? And then we're going to release this to this notch. And push down on the button from the other side until you find the notch. Just like that. Pull it out to about here. It's going to catch. It's not going to go either direction. You actually have to pull the trigger to get that to work. This guy came down again, so we got to push it down. Slides off. And you can see in here, if I pull the trigger in, there's a little notch here. We can see that or not. You should be able to see that. There's a little spring in here that it catches on when you pull it out right there. Anyway, like I said, this came pretty clean. Just check everything real quick. And I'm probably going to re-clean that. And I'll go through and re-clean all this stuff. Overall, it's pretty clean. Looks like it's seen some use. I imagine it's going to shoot just fine. So a standard mag is 7, just like the original 1911s. And here's the extended mag, 7 and 8. Okay, make sure that's up. Good to go. It's in just fine. Let's see how this ejects. It's 8 rounds, but it does not like seating all the way. It's interesting. So at the end of the day, this is still a 7-round mag. Just with a thicker base pad. It is longer. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, so that goes in just fine. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure this is in all the way. Now, that could have been a problem. Oh. And it's just sitting up a little bit. There we are. Still no. So I'm not sure if it's a problem with the mag or it's the wrong mag. It looks like it's the right mag. Yeah, I think it's just too tight. That's very interesting. It's not happening. This one fits just fine. Well, this is why you test things, folks. It was 7. So we have it. All right, so we're going to test these with some dummy rounds. There's 1. Yeah, it works just fine. Okay, for my FU Frugal Score. Overall, I give this a 4.4. Price performance, it does pretty good at 4.5. The build quality, I'm only giving 3.5. It's a little sloppy, but it also means it's probably not going to jam if it gets dirty. Functionality, about a 4.5. Easy use for double action, is nice and smooth. And the reliability, I'm going to give it a 4.5 right now. And versatile alternatives, this is going to be a 5. For the price these guns are and what they provide, and they just go and go. This is a 30-year-old gun built in 1995, and it's probably got 35 more left in it.
Thanks for watching Frugal User. If you found this useful, hit like, subscribe, and check out the next one. See you soon.